What's up, guys, and welcome to episode number 1, your first educational course that I am bringing to you. I am so beyond excited to be finally bringing this passion project to life. I think for me, in the middle of the year, actually throughout the year of 2022, I have been really searching on how to add more value back into the world. And I think it's really important for you guys to take the time. It's so important for you guys to reflect on a year or a month or where you're sitting in life. And if you're not particularly happy with something in it, to have the courage to be able to say, you know what? It is time to shake up the game. It is time to do something different. I am sick of my circumstances and I am ready to do something about it. And that's what this whole entire course is about. I want to give you guys all of my years of education. I want to give you all of my practical skills so that you are finally able to live the life that you've always wanted, to chase your big ass Disney dreams. And I say Disney dreams, and I feel like if you don't understand the definition of it, that Disney dream is, when you were a child and you would watch a Disney movie and it would be these amazing characters achieving extraordinary things and they are going after these terrifying situations and scenarios, and maybe it's romance, maybe it is being fearless. All of the characters that have defined my childhood have now made me the person that I am today. And the same things still core resonated into me, that I do believe that you should be able to go after your dreams in life. I do believe that anyone is possible of achieving what they want to in life, but it all starts and ends with you. So I'm creating this course, I am creating this space and this community so that you can connect with me directly, you can ask me questions, you can pick my mind, and I really want you guys to feel that this is like an open and safe space for you to be working in. I want you to think that, no question is ever stupid or ridiculous, no dream is ever too small or too big, and what matters to you, what your dream and goal and aspiration is going to be completely different to somebody else. And don't compare yourself to other people as well, because everyone has a different standard of life. Everyone has a different standard of what happiness looks like for them, what fulfillment looks like for them. And so it doesn't really matter what your standard is. All that matters is that you are making that decision, that you are sick of your circumstances, that you are sick of living a mundane life and just being in a vicious cycle, and you are ready to be doing something about it. And being here, being in this space right now, coming to me and saying, you know what, I'm sick of it and I'm ready to do something, is like the hugest leap of them all. I've always said, this is like my core ethos, is that when I was a PT, I was like, the hardest part of starting exercise and to getting into a training regime is not the workout, not choosing the outfit. It is honestly getting yourself through the front door. It is deciding that you are going to go and start in the gym again. It's the decision that you are going to apply yourself and you're going to commit to a goal and to a decision, and it's stepping through that front door. And then once you're in that front door and that you have done that courageous move and you have stepped into that space, it's about staying in that space and being compliant to it, no matter how hard it gets or how hard your life factors get. And the same applies to this very course. It applies to you achieving your goals and aspirations. Everything that you learn in here, every chapter, every moment that you connect and have your light bulb moment with me, you need to say, Henny's not going to be with me all the time. I can't be in your living room. I can't be with you, but you can be with you all of the time. And if you can learn, if you can take the practical skills that I give you and you really change your psychology, the way that you think and your way of being, you won't need me to be there right next to you. You won't need this practical course to be there, because you would have built the skills, you would have built the developmental phases that you can actually apply it to everyday circumstances. And one of the reasons why I am the person that I am, one of the reasons that I am so resilient and I always come back fighting, and no matter how many failures or perceived failures that I go through, I don't think I ever can call them failures anymore. You will see me coming back stronger and harder and faster than ever. And you know what? I am a firm believer. I have gone through my own forms of trauma. I have failed at a million things before. I have felt deflated. I have felt that I wasn't worthy enough, that I wasn't good enough, that there was other people that were better than me, that I should give up, that it's too hard. And I have succumbed to that. I've 100% succumbed to that a million times over. But the person that I am today, the person that I've evolved into become in this day, is the person that just never gives up. And no matter how hard it gets, no matter what it goes through, that I will never give up. And particularly when it comes to providing this course, this is the first course of one really exciting chapter for me, and the whole part of me adding value back into the world and my reflections of 2022. I started Unified Mood, the podcast, so I could be adding value to the world. I realized that you guys are yearning for the information that I've got from that podcast, and you want to be able to have it in practical steps that you can apply to your lifestyle. And that's what this course is all about. So what I would highly recommend for you guys to do is, every person is a completely different learner, right? And it might not be that you're someone that can absorb a vast amount of information very quickly. It might be that you just need to slow it down, and you need to take moments, and you just need to absorb it at your own pace, which is so okay. Or maybe you're someone that's a really rapid learner, and you just want to take it all in and take it all in at once, and you don't need to take notes, and you just absorb very quickly. Again, every learner is completely different. For me, I was the type of learner in my law degree that I would literally not do anything throughout the semester, and then I would cram for 2 weeks and then be able to apply it, and then I would absorb that knowledge, and I can still recite it back to this day, which is a pretty cool superpower. But I wouldn't recommend the stress of trying to cram and then do it. But I need for you guys to be, no matter what pace you're doing it, maybe you're doing one of these a week, maybe you are listening to me once a week because that's what you guys have got time to do, or maybe you are doing it every single day and you're really trying to just, get the practice in so that you can create a new lifestyle. And I will be releasing this course around New Year, so I know that a lot of you guys are going to be saying New Year, New Me. I hate the saying New Year, New Me. New Year, same me, but I've learned from the past and I've evolved into the person that I'm going to become in the future. I don't think that anybody should ever want to change the person that they are right now. I think that it's important that you can evolve and that you are constantly ever evolving as a human, and that is so important. But I do believe that all of the moments that have made you the person that you are today have defined you in a certain way, and they are going to be lifelong lessons that are going to carry on to the future. Now, when it comes to past traumas, when it comes to past failures, when it comes to not achieving your goals, to being rejected, and to feeling that you are never good enough to do it, that makes part of who you are. And you can have two options in life. You have one option where you are going to say, you know what? I'm going to come back fighting harder than ever, or I'm going to succumb to life and say that it's too hard. And I think for me in my past, I've absolutely had situations when I was younger where I said, nah, it's too hard. I can't do anything else. I think even just most recently, I've been more acutely aware of how quickly I can bounce back these days from rejections and failures, because it happens. It still happens to me the whole entire time. You see on social media a highlight reel, but I have ups and downs and a whole different stuff that goes on in the world. I just don't choose to hold on to it. I deal with it, I compartment with it, and then I move on from it. And then if it's something that I really feel that I'm so deeply sad about, which for a lot of you guys, if you deeply feel sad that you've missed out on an opportunity or something hasn't happened in life, it just means that you should come back harder and faster. And I'm going to use this prime example because this is the perfect example of it. And when someone said it back to me the other day, I was like, wow, I didn't even realize how robust and that other people even notice it. So at the start, or sort of mid to last year, I went for a reality TV show, and it was with OnlyFans. And so it's a farmer reality. It was in the UK. It was a really exciting opportunity. I just signed with my Glow agency. That's the agency I work with for OnlyFans. And I was getting through the final rounds. I was so excited. Ryan was really excited. I was trying not to get my hopes up because I'm the rejection, I just can't. But I was really excited about it. Anyway, so I didn't get the role, and I was rejected from it, which is a childhood trauma, because I have gone for so many different roles in musicals and always picked last in sports teams. I'm not one of these kids that was a high performing, thriving child. So it definitely hit me. Like it hit me, and I was like a freight train. It was like the childhood traumas were like coming to the surface. But I took that and I was like, fuck, it was a really cool opportunity. I really, really wanted it. But I decided in that moment that even though I didn't get that part, even though I didn't get it, I was still creating my new OnlyFans channel. I was still launching it with a new platform and creating a new space. And I was just like, nah, fuck that. Like, I'm going to show those people what they fucking missed out on. And so I launched my OnlyFans with a massive bang as well. I came back with that amazing content. I showed up on social medias and I did not even flitter an eyebrow. Like, I decided to channel all of my energy of being rejected, failure, and defeating feelings, which you guys will go through on every single day. And don't be naive to that. Life isn't just a happy rainbows. Like, shit happens, life happens. This sort of emotion, you can choose to use it to fuel your fire, or you can let it cripple you. You have two parts. You always have two parts in life. So when you make the decision to use that fuel, to use all of that energy, because all energy sources, they come from different things, ups, down, they all come from different sources. If you decide to use that energy for something good instead of something bad, then that's when you are really evolving as a person, and start becoming acutely aware with it. Start being acutely aware of when those different energies are coming in and how you can use it. So I used that energy and I went gun-ho on creating this new channel, making great money, really focusing on, you can't control the universe, you can control the way that you react. Page is set up, doing great. And I didn't even realize, like, obviously, like, my Glow team, like, they always give me amazing feedback, and I'm a content creator. They love that I'm always creating, and I do create a lot of content. But so OnlyFans has now created one that's going to be an Australian version of this reality TV show. And they're doing rounds of interviews again, right? And we went into that. They're like, Henny, do you want to do the interview again? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do the interview. I roll into the interview. I'm cool as a cucumber. And they're like, do you still want to do it? And I was like, fuck yeah, I still want to do it. I was like, you know what? I was pretty disheartened that I didn't get it, but it did mean that because I was disheartened that it meant that I was something really passionate and excited, and that was something that I wanted to do. So I would be naive to the fact that I shouldn't just go for it again. And I was like, to be honest, I've already gone through the trauma of failing once before. So I know what it feels like, and I know that I'll be completely fine. So if I don't get it this second time around, it doesn't matter. At least I had the courage to go for it for a second time. And you know what? Maybe I won't get it. I don't know yet. So I'll keep you guys in the loop. Maybe as I'm filming this journey that you guys will find out. But who knows? Anything is possible at this stage. But I went for it. But Dom was saying, the guy, the head of this Glow, he was honestly, he was because he's worked with a lot of talent and everything before. He's like, I've never ever seen a talent be rejected from something and bounce back the way that you did. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think that they were noticing. It was it was actually insane. He was it was nothing fussed you at all, and you came back harder and faster and more impressive than we could have ever dreamt of. And I was like, wow, isn't it so interesting to see that people do notice when you are rejected, or maybe you have that perceived failure, that people do notice the comeback. They notice when you're coming back stronger and faster and harder. And so I think that I really want to start with preface to this whole entire course that you might not be successful first go. And when you're putting yourself out there for whatever you're deciding to do, whether it is content creation, whether it is starting a new career, whether it is transforming in your life for whatever reason that you're in this space for, your first strike might not be successful. I mean, God, I hope your first strike, I'm crossing my fingers, I hope your first strike is successful and that you just start a whole entire ripple effect into your new life. But be realistic that maybe your first strike isn't going to be perfect. Maybe when you put yourself out there, when you're really vulnerable and truly authentically yourself, that it might not be received in the way that you do. But don't use that rejection or that perceived failure as deterring. Don't say, I'm giving up, I'm throwing the towel in. Assess, have a look what you put out. be really hyper analytical about it as well. I think that I'm going to really talk about this because this is like my previous experience as a content strategist, is to become hypercritical of performance in all areas, and that includes like our brand and myself also. So you need to become hypercritical of like, why didn't that work? Why did that scenario not work? You thought, oh my God, this content creation piece that I'm doing is so cool and amazing. You filmed it, you did it, you put it out, you put your heart and soul in, and it's an absolute flop. And you don't sit there and be like, why don't people like me? Like, be realistic with yourself. Why did people not engage with that? Was your hook not strong enough? Did you not film at a higher resolution? Did you not put it out there? Did you not like tag it for the right sort of audiences? Like, why are the reasons why? But further to that, like if you're, for instance, with content creation, it has to be consistent too. So you know what? First time, not so great. Keep on showing up daily showing up, creating. You'll be creating your niche. You're really creating that space. You're creating that world. And then you start to see a bit of momentum and pick up. And then you might see massive spikes in one piece. And then you're like, why did that one spike? What was it about it? Was it the location that I was shooting in? Was it my hook? Was I super engaging and super characteristic? And so you start being analytical about your content, and you do need to create pools of it. And this goes for not just content, it goes for all elements in life, no matter what you're going for. I'm obviously going to be talking about content a lot because that's my niche and that's my jam in life. But once you figure out like what's working well, what's not working well, you reflect, you adapt, and you keep on evolving past it. And so as you can see, my mantra from the start of rejection isn't necessarily a bad thing, and it's not necessarily the worst thing that can happen to you, because it can make you come back stronger, faster, and harder. Like for the content scenario, let's say it's a massive flop and you're like, wow, like I just shook of what happened. When you're really analytical, you stack it next to competitors as well. I think it's really important for you guys to really think about that. Don't look at competitors in your industry as people that you need to be like, wow, that is so out of my league. Like that's, oh my God, I could never be that person. I could never do that. Look at that content and say, yeah, that's cool, but how do I do it better? And that's when you become better. It's not like you're trying to follow one, you're trying to be a doppelganger of someone. You are really creating your own voice, and you might learn from the people around you. You might start understand the way that they're creating, or maybe you start understanding the way that they're talking or what they're putting out consistently, and that's the area that you want to be in. And you're able to take practical skills from that, apply it to yours, and then surpass them, right? So I think that obviously this is a lot for you guys. If you're sitting here and you're just like, whoa, I'm just like, there's a lot going on here. It's really important to have this in the back of your head as I give you guys all the steps, and I am going to be going literally from point one in this course. I'm going to be going from literally the first lesson that you guys are going to be doing is how you figure out your big ass Disney dream, goal, and aspiration. But you need to have it in the back of your head always, the information that I'm giving to you about failures and perceived failures, because that is going to be the biggest deterrent in life. And life obstacles, busyness, stuff going on, I guarantee you that failure on yourself as well. So let's say you do fall off the bandwagon and you aren't consistent and you aren't compliant to it as well. That is a different form of failure. You need to learn that when that perceived failure happens, when that moment happens in life, how you get straight back onto the horse and get straight back into it. And for every single piece of practical advice that I give you throughout this course, you need to be applying and thinking that in the back of your head. Because as I said earlier, you cannot control the universe. You can control the way that you respond to it. And until you start thinking about that constantly in your every single day, the way that you're treating emotions, the way that you're treating external sources and people connecting with you and all of that, that's when you're going to become a more robust player in the market and really be able to transform your life to become whatever you want it to be. I want you guys to fight for the fucking fairy tale. I want you guys to live the dream that you've always wanted, to step into the world that you've always wanted to. And I want you to be fearless in the pursuit that you do so. And that's why I say courage and being fearless and being resilient and really learning how to become mentally stronger is going to be so huge for you guys. So if I can teach you anything from this course, there is going to be so much, and you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be frantically writing down. Like, it's really funny whenever I'm on one of these like rolling chats around me, and I just remember it's like Loz or Ryan or like anyone that's with me, they'll have a pen and paper or they'll be on their keyboard and they'll be like frantically typing away, because when I'm on a roll and I'm really passionate about something, like it's going to change your life. So I want for you guys, listen to it again. Listen to me as many times as you want to. Hit me up for a message. I'm always happy to jump on a call and stuff with you guys as well, because I am really passionate about this and I do really want to see you guys do extraordinary things. But yes, welcome to this course. Welcome to part 1 of it. I am so excited. You know, I don't want to say I'm a life coach, because I feel like life coach is something that is so thrashed these days. Like, I think that the idea of like mentors and coaches and all of those titles is really thrashed. I want to be your best friend. Like, I want to be the person that helps transforms your life, and I want you to be able to reflect back onto this course when you are living the life of your dreams and you have achieved all extraordinary, amazing things, and you're able to think back to this moment with me right now and be like, she promised me that the conversations that she was going to have with me would change my life. And they did. And they made me more mentally resilient. And they made me a better person. And they made me excited about life and living my Disney dream on my terms, making my dreams into reality. If I could do that, I don't feel like that's a coach. I feel like I'm your family, I'm your best friend, and I would love nothing more to do that. So congratulations on taking the first step, the hardest first step through the door. Now, as I said before, it's about being compliant. It's about really committing yourself to this course and to giving it your all and to taking all of the skill sets that I'm going to be giving you over these sessions and really applying it to your terms, to really applying it to your circumstances and evolving into the most incredible version of you. And as I said before, I don't want to change who you are as a person. All of those lessons, every moment that has led up to this point is making you the person that you are, and it is going to make you the most extraordinary person in the market. You just need to believe in yourself as much as I innately believe in you. So congratulations, guys. I am so excited to go on this with you, and I will see you guys in the next episode.